dope spin move. What's up everyone, John from ARTV. I don't even know if that was in frame or not, but hey, guess what? We're trying something new. Rapid Reviews, that's the title of the series, that's my name, and I'm sticking to it, for better or for worse. At the end of the last album orgy, essentially, because I was trying to review so many albums in one, I basically said, I'm done with this. I am rinsing my hands of this sin that was staining me for the longest time, because for me, it's just so overwhelming to try to sit down at one time and try to remember so many different albums. So much music, it just gave me a headache. I wasn't enjoying it, and I think that that really showed in the video as well. What we're gonna do with Rapid Reviews to try to meet in the middle, because yes, I have cut back on the amount of full-length album reviews that I do, I want to compromise by starting a new series, Rapid Reviews, where we'll use the Wreck-It review format of putting 60 seconds on the clock. I'll have a script, I will follow it promptly, and I will deliver my feelings on an EP, a single, or an album. So we'll have several different formats that I'll cover, and we'll count it down very quickly. By the way, all of the background music and sound effects that you're gonna hear in this video today were found on Soundwitch. Make sure to check them out if you need music or sound effects for your short film, for your YouTube video. They've got a massive royalty-free library. Go check them out. Top link in the description or else the pinned comment. Show our sponsor some love, show the series some love by dropping a like on the video. I'm gonna be covering 8 different things today, so let's start off with Brittany Butler, who you might know from The Voice. The perfectly produced, sauntering feel of 5 songs going down so smooth that you almost don't even feel them passing by is very much a good thing for the most part, but occasionally a bad thing. The positives far outweigh in the end, with Brittany's soulful voice doing everything from soaring to scatting, taking the front seat as the accompanying rhythms tag along like a friend joining you for a walk. Sick of the Same is both relatable and catchy. Mother is a quaint, loving ode to a figure that I'm sure you can guess, and Wish You Had Me has a delightful passive-aggressive sass that has me hooked. The only downfall is the occasional slip into meandering territory where I just kind of feel like the EP is cruising by without leaving too much of an impact, but again, it's a small price to pay for a great little EP. Brittany Butler's self-titled EP earns a 4. Many would complain that Alkalie Trio haven't had a good album since 2003's Good Morning, but I'm definitely not of that belief. However, I'll easily admit that their earlier stuff is more of a gut punch and a step above in quality, so you'll be stoked to find out that Is This Thing Cursed is a top-notch return to form. The harmonies between Matt Skiba and Dan Andriano are excellent as always, backed up by rich guitar tones, pumping bass, and really fun drumming. Stay feels like an apology for years of excuses, full of driving guitars and a standout Skiba performance. The title track steals the show and goes down as one of the best of the year, as the craftsmanship shown is musical ecstasy. Catchy Little Help is a gem, Crystalline is a soft dagger to the heart, Worn So Thin is a banger, and Goodbye Fire Island sees Skiba's recollection of the infamous Fyre Fest. Trio's 9th album rarely slips up, making it an invigorating listen worthy of a strong 4. Crash Thompson is the man behind the YouTube channel The Rock Critic, but did you know that he also makes music? Yeah, he does, and it's certainly gotten a lot better with time, too. His new EP, The Garageband Demos, plays out like you might expect in some ways. It's Crash recording via GarageBand, and as a result, the songs have that jagged, punky feel that they often need. But it also sports a lot of emotion that I just didn't see coming, both heart and genuine anger. Blazed for Days opens the album and is a fucking tune and a half, lashing out with intensity as he ponders the death of someone he truly couldn't care less about. This is a compact, sarcastic, thoughtful, diverse, and well put together collection that I really hope Crash explores more in the future. I hope to see a full length, and I hope to just see more music from the man in general. Take the light for, bud. You definitely deserve it. UK punk and post-punk band IDLES dropped Brutalism just over a year before unleashing the new record, and while I admit that it's not always easy for me to instantly love punk rock, the feeling really hit with their sophomore effort, Joy as an Act of Resistance. IDLES boldly spit in the face of classism, toxic masculinity, and those with a chip on their shoulder, opting to not only poke holes in dated phobias, but also to shed light and hope in situations where there really is none. I don't have much time, so I'm just gonna say that I am truly stunned by the band in pretty much every way imaginable here. I mean, they really just turned it up to 11 and went for it. Now let's talk about some of the songs. Great smashes you upside the head with a spiraling guitar and positivity, lurking with a perfect harmony between bass and drums during the verses. Without a doubt, Television is one of the greatest songs I've heard all year, with that chaotic chorus featuring the yelled phrase, "'Cause I smash mirrors and fuck TV," making me laugh and think at the same time. Fuck it, I'm running out of time for the 60-second format, but I'm going the punk route, and I'm continuing on anyways. Get that timer out of my face. Two-part song Colossus really duped me the first time I played through it, but it was so worth getting fooled. The tackling of expectations for young boys and men to be tough all the time is sacked like a shitty quarterback, stealing the football and running all the way back for a metaphorical touchdown. Singer Joe Talbot's voice almost takes getting used to each time I hit play, but as the track listing unfolds, it reels me in both vocally and musically every single time. Don't sleep on the infectious pro-immigrant Danny Nedelko either, or the trembling sadness found on June, where Talbot sadly reflects on the loss of his daughter during the childbirth in 2017. This outing sees IDLES sharpening their sword and swinging wildly, striking down where necessary, but also defending those who need a rally cry of support. It dominates with varying degrees and tones through bass and guitar, rattles your ears and perception through percussion and lyrics. It's just an intelligent record from a band that I really do need to give more attention to. Hopefully this is the jumping off point that gets me into their debut album Brutalism more too, cause Joy as an Act of Resistance nails it with a 4.5 out of 5. While still rooted in alternative, Star Cruiser navigates to more of a watery, electronic meets hip-hop and rock planet. The execution is solid, although I do feel like some of the song lengths could have been trimmed. I can feel the influence of other bands on many of their new tunes, with Masterpiece bringing to mind Sir Sly, and then Knock Knock plus a few others sounding a bit like 21 Pilots, which really isn't a complaint at all. Impactful words are heard on the reality-smashing Never Thought This Would Happen. We Make the Music has a sing-along worthy chorus that's worthwhile overall, but then we fall into some more generic and repetitive stuff, sadly. I definitely find the first half to be much better and much more enjoyable, led by the pure bliss of the opening cut hour song. So good. I don't see myself coming back to this full album a ton though. It's a mixed bag that really left me wanting a little bit more. Star Cruiser gets a 3. Formerly known as a YouTuber on the forefront of the emo brigade, Johnnie Gilbert has undergone a bit of shape-shifting with a renewed focus on his music. I Could Sleep Here, I Could Die Here is his foray into more serious music, sporting a sound that I'd describe as pop rock with a loose atmospheric feeling thanks to the production of the Ready set. Lead single Afraid features a spry tropical guitar that's infectious as hell, simultaneously proving that Gilbert has made strides as a vocalist. Everything is Changing is a really sweet track in retrospect, standing out to me both lyrically and in terms of composition. Acoustic jam Ghost Like You certainly evokes a smile, even if it's a fake happy one due to the manner of the lyrics. At times, the mini-album can leave you wanting more depth both lyrically and musically, but the guitar, the keys, and the vocals normally keep a nice pace and an enjoyable vibe even when the lyrics aren't quite there. It's a chill experience with replayability that's deserving of a strong 3.5. Is fair to middling an expression that the kids are still familiar with? whatever, I'm using it because it perfectly sums up the new Swimmers song. Berkeley's on fire as the result of a band that's trying to go against the grain and do something pretty punk rock, and not to say that it's not, it just feels like a fucking mess. I loved their debut album Drive North because it did feel different and jarring in a way, but it certainly didn't feel like it was trying too hard. To me, this new single does feel that way, and I really don't feel like it's that much of a step forward for the band. Trappy hand claps and stuttered riffs open the song, and it gets even more abrasive from there. I'm all for punk, but the vocals and super on-the-nose political references are way too overblown. There's enjoyable elements, and it definitely settles into a groove occasionally, but at the end of the day, I can't give Berkeley's on Fire more than a 2.5. I really wasn't even planning on covering this one, but then the request came pouring in, so here's a quick hot take on the new Amity Affliction. It's bland, formulaic, and washed out electronicore meets pop and metalcore. A lot of their fans loved them for that sound in the past on their older material, and this just seems like a bit of a retracing of roots that doesn't have the substance to back it up. I can't really pinpoint specific tracks that jumped out at me, unless you mean in a bad way, because the chorus of D.I.E. among others is just aggressively not good. I don't want to totally write off this band. I actually went back and checked out a few of their recent records, and I didn't mind the sound as much, but this one just feels a bit phoned in to me, despite having some solid instrumentals. I'm for sure biased, and I'll fully admit that, so take this 2.5 with a grain of salt. That's it for the very first episode of Rapid Reviews. We cover singles, EPs, and albums. Let me know if you want to see this again in the future. I'm not planning to make it a every single month thing. It's just like when stuff piles up, maybe I can even film them as I go. Maybe I'll be in multiple outfits and have different hair and different beard, whatever. I'll just film throughout the month maybe as I go, compile it, and then release it when I have enough material. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I hope you did like the video. Be sure to drop a like if you do like the new show, and of course check out our sponsor Soundwich. If you need any sound effects or instrumentals for your music or your short film, whatever, check them out in the description or in the pinned comment. Don't forget to support on Patreon if you're able to. Tap the annotation in the corner of the screen. If you would like to see another recent album review, then tap right over here, or tap here for another really big pile-up that I did of lots of albums. Be sure to check that one out. Other than that, I'll see you soon for more right here on ARTV.